A little bit later. Time now for Monday Night Football, the Browns and the Steelers.
To an absolutely beautiful mid-September night in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. They are ready to renew this great rivalry on Monday Night Football. Miles Garrett is one of the best athletes, one of the best defenders on the planet, and part of one of the best defenses now in the NFL, it would seem. He and his teammates will be coming after Kenny Pickett here tonight, looking for a bounce back after a rough start against the 49ers Week 1. Welcome to the Progressive Monday Night Kickoff. And now welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I am Joe Buck. That's the Hall of Famer Troy Aikman. Glad to have you with us. And it's always fun when the Steelers and the Browns get together. Let's talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers and about Kenny Pickett. That was a rough beginning a week ago against a very good San Francisco team. I'm excited. He should be excited to see how he comes out and bounces back here tonight.
Well, yeah, and it's one of those weeks that's tough on everybody. You put so much emphasis on Week 1, and then to go out and play the way that they did, and defensively they've got to shore some things up. The offensive line has to protect him better, but Kenny Pickett has to take some ownership for some of the decisions that he made and how he threw the football. And there were such high expectations coming into this year because of the way he finished last season and the way that he played in the preseason. But yeah, this will have to be a bounce-back game for Kenny Pickett.
Well, the defensive coordinator now for the Browns is a guy named Jim Schwartz. He's coached some of the best defensive rush ends really in the league in the last 25, 30 years. He thinks Myles Garrett can be at the top of the list. Yeah. That is high praise. Myles Garrett is at a level unto himself.
Well, he's the focal point every time an offense prepares for the Cleveland Browns. And now this year, you combine Myles Garrett with Zadarius Smith, and then they shored up the interior of that defensive front. They're strong at the linebacker position. They've got an outstanding secondary, and all of that creates problems, and it's the outcome that we saw last week in shutting down that offense for the 49ers.
Deshaun Watson was suspended for the first 11 games last year, came back for the final 6. Had basically been out for 2 years, and maybe evaluating his skill level at that point isn't fair looking ahead now to 2023. Week 1 was a brutal weather day in Cleveland, so I don't know that we know now how good this offense can be for the Cleveland Browns. We'll find out something here tonight.
Yeah, I think so. Conditions are good for throwing the football. Of course, the Cleveland Browns under Kevin Stefanski, one of the best running teams in all of football. But Deshaun Watson presents things that you just simply don't get from a lot of other quarterbacks in his big playability. He wants to get the ball down the field. So this is going to be a fun game to see what he's capable of doing. We didn't get to see a lot of it last year, but we expect a lot more than certainly what we saw a week ago.
Okay, so if Kenny Pickett is worrying about Myles Garrett, Deshaun Watson's got to be worrying about number 90 for the Pittsburgh Steelers, a game wrecker in T.J. Watt.
Well, since he came into the league in 2017, he leads the NFL in sacks, and he leads the league in sack fumbles. And so you combine that with all of the other things that he's capable of doing tonight. The big challenge is that he's going up against a rookie in DeJuan Jones, making his first NFL start at right tackle. And you can only imagine how excited T.J. Watt is for this one.
Ask Mike Tomlin what kind of a night DeJuan Jones was in for facing T.J. Watt. Mike Tomlin said he's going to get an awful lot of help. He better. Watt's coming after him. Take a break, come back to Pittsburgh after this.
Make it up for your mouth today. That's the only win today. You want to talk about an apex predator getting the job done?
This is Monday Night.
The
Some of the greatest players in the history of this grand game have been involved in this rivalry. Browns and Steelers fawn on a Monday night. Time now to send it down to Lisa Salters for a performance above, brought to you by Jersey Mike's.
Hey, Joe, well, just 2 days ago, the Browns weren't sure if Amari Cooper was going to be able to go tonight after he pulled up running a route in practice on Saturday. The initial concern was that he had suffered a groin injury and he was listed as questionable for this game. 24 hours later, being yesterday, Cooper was apparently feeling better and told the team he was confident he'd be good to go. He is, in fact, active and went through a light pregame workout, but when the team was walking out of the locker room in pads, I asked Cooper how he was feeling and if he was having any issues, and he just kind of smiled at me and said, "We'll see." So while Kevin Stefanski told us the plan tonight was as simple as waiting to see how Amari felt when he got off the bus, and if he was feeling good, he'd be up. He is up, Joe, but we should definitely keep an eye out for any lingering effects from what happened on Saturday.
We sure will, Lisa. And as you know, he had that core muscle surgery in the offseason. Kevin Stefanski hoping that was just scar tissue that broke loose. Off we go. You've been watching the Progressive Monday Night Kickoff. We'll kick it off after this.
ESPN welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
These two teams do not like each other, and you got to love that.
Versus them, survival. We must win, it's tribal. My team like Ken, by any means necessary, head to head with adversaries. Nothing is given, so we gotta take it. It's 4th dimensions, so we gotta make it. Can you feel it? What a catch! To the end zone, got it! Pennsylvania for the Browns and the Steelers on a Monday night. As we close out week number 2 around the National Football League, Mike Tomlin. He has dominated the Cleveland Browns in his time as head coach here in Pittsburgh, and Kevin Stefanski, 2-4. He did win a playoff game here back after the 2020 season, and now he's riding his young quarterback, Kenny Pickett, hoping for bigger and better the Steelers are this week at home against the Browns, who come in 1-0. Pittsburgh won the toss, they defer, so the Browns will start the night with the ball. And Jerome Ford will wait for the kick, with Chris Boswell ready to get rid of it for the Steelers. Glad you're with us tonight. To the 25. The Pittsburgh defense will try to contain Deshaun Watson, as Mike Tomlin said, do not let him